There are moments when a woman's desire doesn't need to be spoken. It lives quietly in her body, in her gestures, in the little things she does that only a man who's paying attention will notice. When a woman secretly craves you, it's not always about words. It's about energy. She may act calm, composed, even distant, but her energy betrays her. Every glance, every movement, every hesitation is whispering a truth she won't say out loud. You'll notice she finds subtle reasons to be near you. Maybe she brushes past you lightly, or her laughter always finds its way back to your presence. It's not random. It's her body seeking closeness. She feels drawn to your energy, and even when she tries to hide it, her eyes reveal everything. The way she holds your gaze a little longer, or quickly looks away the moment you catch her, speaks louder than words ever could. She starts mirroring you without realizing it. Your tone, your expressions, even your posture. This isn't imitation, it's resonance. Her subconscious is aligning with your frequency because craving isn't just attraction, it's connection. You've entered her thoughts, and now her body is responding. And when she talks to you, her voice softens. Her energy becomes receptive. It's her way of letting you in, of saying, "I trust you," without saying it. She craves emotional safety before she craves touch. If she lets you see her softness, her vulnerability, that's the deepest sign of all. So, the next time you sense it, the glances, the small touches, the sudden warmth in her tone, don't rush it. Just be present. A woman's craving for you isn't about possession. It's about emotional magnetism. When you stay calm, centered, and aware, she doesn't just crave you. She feels safe to surrender to the connection that's already alive between you. Energy reveals desire in ways that words never can. When a woman craves someone, she rarely announces it directly. Her energy does the speaking for her. It's in the way her eyes meet yours for just a second too long, the softness in her smile, the rhythm of her breath when you're near. Her body begins to communicate a language that only the observant can hear. Desire is not always loud. It hums beneath the surface, alive in her gestures, in the pauses between her words, and in the magnetic field she creates around you. She may not even realize what she's showing, but her energy always tells the truth that her mind tries to hide. When she secretly desires you, everything in her starts to shift. The tone of her voice changes. It becomes warmer, smoother, almost musical when she speaks to you. She might play with her hair unconsciously, or adjust her clothes as if aligning herself with your attention. These actions are not calculated, they are instinctive, born from a silent pull she feels inside. You'll notice she positions herself closer without thinking, leaning in when you talk, standing where your energy feels strongest. She's not doing it to be obvious. She's responding to the invisible current flowing between you. There's a kind of glow that surrounds a woman who craves you. It's in the way she lights up when you walk into a room, or how her eyes soften when she listens to you speak. Energy never lies. It's raw, it's honest, and it reveals what the mouth often refuses to confess. Even her silence speaks. Sometimes it's in the stillness of how she looks at you, the calmness that suddenly replaces her usual chatter. Her body quiets when her heart is full of wanting. In that stillness there's intensity, a magnetic charge that can be felt, not explained. Her energy also becomes reactive to yours. If you're confident and grounded, she feels safe to open up. If you're distracted or uncertain, she withdraws, not out of disinterest, but because her craving depends on emotional balance. Energy between two people must harmonize before desire can flow freely. That's why the most powerful attraction is rarely about looks. It's about vibration. When your presence brings her peace, her desire deepens. Her energy begins to dance with yours, sometimes shyly, sometimes boldly, but always in rhythm with your calmness. There's also an unspoken curiosity that reveals itself in small, almost invisible ways. She may ask you simple questions just to hear your voice or find excuses to extend the conversation. She might tease lightly, not to provoke, but to feel that spark of emotional play. Her laughter comes more easily, her eyes linger a little longer, and her energy feels more open. These moments are tiny openings where her craving slips through, unguarded and sincere. She doesn't need to say she wants you. Her actions, her energy, her entire presence does it for her. Desire lives in attention. When a woman secretly craves you, her attention naturally focuses on you. She becomes aware of the smallest details, your scent, your tone, your way of expressing thoughts. She absorbs you without meaning to. Her body reacts when you enter her space. Her pulse changes, her breath deepens. This is energy translating emotion into physiology. The heart doesn't ask for permission, it responds. And that response is what creates the unmistakable tension between two people who are energetically drawn to each other. Sometimes her craving shows up as nervousness. She might fidget, avoid eye contact, or overthink her words. That's still desire, it's just wrapped in vulnerability. Her energy becomes restless because she feels exposed. Desire makes her feel alive, but also uncertain, especially when she doesn't yet know if her feelings are returned. Her body, however, always knows the truth. The magnetic pull doesn't disappear. It intensifies with every shared moment, every unspoken glance. Even from a distance, her energy reaches out. You might find her crossing your mind unexpectedly, or noticing her presence before you see her. That's the energetic connection between two people who are in tune, even when they try to resist it. Craving is not just physical, it's emotional and spiritual. It's her essence responding to yours, a pull that goes beyond logic or timing. When you start to understand this, you realize that attraction isn't about performance or persuasion. It's about presence. A woman's energy mirrors the space you hold. If your energy is grounded, calm, and confident, she feels safe enough to let her desire surface. Her craving doesn't need to be chased. It needs to be understood. The energy of desire is sacred. It's a form of truth that reveals itself only to those who can feel, not just see. So when her eyes soften, when her tone shifts, when her laughter lingers longer than usual, pay attention. Energy is the real conversation happening beneath the surface. Desire, in its purest form, isn't spoken. It's felt. It moves through her like a quiet storm, pulling her toward the one she secretly craves again and again without needing a single word. Emotional resonance is the real magnet that pulls two souls together long before either of them fully understands what's happening. It's that deep, unseen connection that makes her feel drawn to you even when she tries to resist. It's not about looks, charm, or the right words. It's about energy that matches, emotions that mirror, and a frequency that feels familiar. When a woman resonates emotionally with you, she doesn't just like you, she feels you. She feels your presence even in silence. She feels your mood without explanation, and she senses your energy before you speak. This is the invisible current that creates chemistry, the kind of chemistry that doesn't fade when the conversation ends. You'll notice it when she naturally mirrors your tone, your expressions, or the rhythm of your words. She starts syncing with your energy without even realizing it. It's not imitation, it's connection. Her body and emotions are aligning with yours because she feels understood, seen, and emotionally safe. Emotional resonance happens when she senses that your energy matches hers, that you understand her without her needing to explain herself. This resonance is rare, and when it happens, it feels magnetic. It pulls her toward you again and again, even when logic tells her to walk away. When a woman feels that resonance, everything you do begins to affect her more deeply. Your calmness soothes her, your silence draws her in. Your presence starts to occupy her thoughts in ways that words never could. She feels emotionally tuned to you, as if your energy completes something within her. This is why some connections feel instant and powerful. They're not built from effort, but from emotional frequency. Her heart begins to remember something ancient, something that feels like home. She doesn't crave you because of what you do. She craves you because of how you make her feel. Emotional resonance makes her body relax around you. It dissolves her defenses without a single word. You become the space where she can breathe, where she can stop pretending, where she doesn't have to hide her softness. And that's what truly draws her in the peace she feels in your presence. Most men chase attraction through action, but emotional resonance isn't something you chase. It's something you create by being emotionally aligned, authentic, and grounded in your own energy. When she senses that your emotions are steady, that your energy is calm and receptive, she begins to trust you unconsciously. Trust is what turns curiosity into craving. You can see emotional resonance in the small moments, the pauses in conversation where silence feels comfortable, the eye contact that holds for just a second longer than usual, the shared laughter. That comes effortlessly. In those moments, something more than attraction is happening. There's synchronization. Her heart rhythm subtly matches yours. Her body language opens, and her emotional energy starts to reflect the tone you carry. It's like two instruments playing in harmony, different sounds, but one shared vibration. That harmony becomes addictive because it feels effortless. Sometimes emotional resonance shows up as comfort, other times as tension. When the feelings are deep, the connection can be both soothing and electrifying. She might feel calm around you, yet unsettled when you're gone. She might act composed, but her mind keeps circling back to you. That's what emotional resonance does. It imprints, it stays. It doesn't fade like surface attraction. It lingers in her emotions, echoing long after the interaction ends. You've touched something real inside her, something that logic can't reason away. What makes emotional resonance powerful is that it bypasses the mask. It's not about playing games or saying the right thing. It's about showing emotional authenticity. When your energy is genuine, she feels safe to open her own emotional space. Her sensitivity heightens because her soul recognizes something in you: stability, truth, or presence. When she feels this, her desire deepens, but not in a fleeting way. She begins to crave connection, not just contact. She starts to see you as the emotional mirror that reflects her truest self. This kind of resonance doesn't demand attention, it naturally commands it. You don't have to force her interest. Your energy already speaks for you. The more emotionally aligned you are, the stronger the pull becomes. She finds herself thinking of you when she's alone, not because of something you said, but because your emotional energy left an imprint on her nervous system. That's why even a simple message from you feels different. It's not the words, it's the energy behind them that she's responding to. When you understand emotional resonance, you begin to see that attraction is not about strategy, it's about presence. The real magnetism lies in how you make her feel. The calm in your tone, the steadiness in your gaze, the authenticity in your emotions. All of these become signals her body trusts. And once she feels safe in that emotional field, her craving deepens naturally. It's not loud or dramatic. It's quiet, powerful, and enduring. Emotional resonance doesn't burn fast. It builds a lasting flame, one that glows quietly beneath the surface, keeping her drawn to you without knowing why. Safety awakens craving because true desire cannot exist where fear lives. A woman's body, mind, and heart open only when she feels safe, not just physically, but emotionally. Craving is not born in chaos. It grows in calmness. It's in the space where she feels seen, understood, and protected that her natural sensual energy begins to unfold. When she feels safe with you, her guard lowers. The tension in her body melts away, her tone softens, and her presence becomes more fluid. This safety is not built by promises or words, it's created by the consistency of your energy, the steadiness of your presence, and the quiet confidence that tells her, you can relax here. When a woman feels emotionally safe, she no longer performs, she expresses. She stops worrying about how she appears and starts revealing who she truly is. Her laughter becomes more genuine, her eyes hold contact longer, and her body language opens up. This openness is her natural state. It's how desire flows freely through her. The more she senses your emotional stability, the more her feminine energy feels permission to expand. She starts to lean into the connection, not because she's being chased, but because she feels pulled toward peace. And peace is the most seductive force there is. Safety does not mean weakness or control. It means presence. It's when your energy tells her you are steady enough to hold her without judgment or pressure. She doesn't have to overthink her words or manage your emotions. She can simply be. That sense of being free, without fear of criticism or rejection, awakens something primal within her. Her craving begins to rise, not from lust alone, but from trust. Trust transforms attraction into surrender. It makes her want to be close, to share space, to merge energy. The desire that grows from safety is deeper, slower, and far more powerful than the temporary thrill of physical attraction. You'll see this shift in her energy. The way she looks at you becomes softer, her voice gentler, her touch more intentional. When she feels safe, she doesn't rush intimacy. She allows it to happen naturally. She lets her emotions flow into her body, and her craving becomes multidimensional. It's not just about wanting you, it's about feeling you. She starts to crave your energy, your presence, your emotional warmth. Her body responds not to your words, but to your consistency. The steadiness of your tone, the patience in your timing, the calm in your silence, all of these communicate safety to her nervous system. Safety also awakens vulnerability, and vulnerability is the heart of feminine craving. When she feels she can show her softness without it being used against her, she begins to trust you with her emotions. This trust opens the doorway to intimacy. It's what allows her to let go of resistance and experience pleasure without fear. Her craving becomes an emotional and spiritual experience, a surrender to connection. And that surrender is not weakness. It's her body's way of saying, I trust you enough to feel fully. When you provide emotional safety, you don't need to pursue her. She comes closer on her own. Her energy begins to move toward yours. You'll notice her leaning in when you speak, finding reasons to stay near, touching you lightly as if drawn by instinct. That's her body's response to safety. It naturally moves closer to what feels grounded, and in that closeness, craving deepens. She wants more of your calm, more of your warmth, more of the peace that you carry. This is why confident, emotionally balanced men appear magnetic. They awaken safety, which awakens craving. It's not grand gestures that create this feeling, it's presence. Listening without judgment, holding space for her emotions, respecting her boundaries, these simple acts speak louder than any romantic line. When she feels she can express both her light and her shadow sides without losing your respect, her heart begins to trust. That trust flows through her body and transforms into desire. Her craving becomes not about needing something from you. but about experiencing you. She doesn't just want to be touched. She wants to be felt, to be known, to be met with understanding. Safety gives her permission to step into her sensual power. It allows her to explore her emotions, her body, and her energy without shame. In that exploration, her feminine essence fully awakens. She becomes radiant, magnetic, and alive, and that aliveness is directed toward the man who made her feel safe enough to be herself. Craving born from safety is not fleeting, it endures. It deepens with every moment of trust, every act of kindness, every bit of emotional stability you show her. A woman's deepest desire is to feel safe in her vulnerability. When she finds that, her craving doesn't just surface, it blooms. She doesn't chase, she flows. She doesn't hide, she reveals. Her energy becomes an invitation, her presence a language of openness. In your calm she feels freedom, in your steadiness she finds release. And in that safety her craving transforms from a spark into a steady flame, one that burns quietly, beautifully, and endlessly for the man who made her feel safe enough to be fully herself.